Welcome back. Welcome to part whatever the title said. Finally getting back to working on this again here, and I think we're finally ready to drop the motor in the truck. I got everything ready under the hood for it. Got the James Duff motor mounts on the 302, and I'm referring back to my older videos from like 2 years ago, year and a half ago, whatever. When I put the 302 in my truck, I explained in there the spots where on the frame where you want to drill for the James Duff motor mounts. I'm going to refer back to those, use those same instructions, and go ahead and drop the motor in the truck and see how everything fits. This will be my first one with the TTB setup. I know that other bracket down there looks like it's definitely takes up a little bit more room than what my straight axle swap one does. So hopefully that doesn't cause any problems. But I'm going to go ahead and get the motor sat in the truck, so I can get that bolted in. Once the motor's in, I can really get flying, and I can go ahead and get the course support finally bolted on. I have the fenders, the doors all back from the vinyl wrapper. Can get all that stuff on here and start making it look like a truck again. I'm also going to cut in the door jambs. I'm going to paint all that, so all the original body color will be gone. So when you open the doors, everything will match. It'll have the same colors, the inside of the door jambs, everything will match the vinyl wrap. So gonna get started on all that stuff. So let's get at it. Okay, I've got the motor kind of hanging in position right here, and I'm going off the directions I had in my installation of my motor in Gilligan from a couple years ago. So what I did was, in the frame rail here, this hole, get a better look. This hole here would have been for the original V6 motor mount. What I did was I measured down 2 inches to there, then back 1 inch. And there's my hole, this one right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open that up, then I'm going to slot it up so I can go ahead and drop the other half of the motor mount down in place. So let's see what that does. Now this side it's super hard to see, but this motor mount stud is basically just dropped right through the same hole that was for the V6 motor mount. That's how I got it kind of holding in place right here, because my area of concern is right here, the oil filter relocation block with the steering box. You have to make sure that you have clearance there. So paying attention to that, I'll go ahead and drill the other hole, then mock up. We'll see if I can get the motor dropped in place. Okay, got the motor out of the way, and now I have this hole slotted. Get that opened up. So that's where the passenger mount's going to go in. And sorry about that. Driver's side one is going to the top middle one. That will be where the other stud goes to the motor mount. So let's drop it in now.
Jovi fans, a guitar player who's a pretty swell guy, really cool guy, and a great player. Phil X is going to release the 5th album by his other band, Phil X.
Before I decide to put the doors on the truck, I'm going to go ahead and just cut in the door jambs with the lead foot gray paint that I got mixed up. So I just back taped the door openings here. There's really nothing in the interior that's too important right now, so just went ahead and scuffed up the door openings all the way around. Mask everything off, then I'm just going to go ahead and shoot it with my pre-ball stuff. So this side, I've already got a coat of self-etching primer on there. I treated some spots up here. There's a couple little rust bubbles. I ground them down and hit them with that rust encapsulator. So, and then on both sides, down on these corners, I'm not too worried about it, because when we have the quarter panels done and fixed, that'll get kind of worked over in that corner. So then when he's done, I'll just touch that up. So it's not a big deal. That's what I like about that pre-ball stuff. Just mix up a little bit and shoot it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some paint on this now. Okay, I got the paint all mixed up. Same stuff I always use here. Got it in the pre-ball jar. Now we're gonna go lay a couple light coats on there.
It's key for us giving you a fair warning to get those wires ready. Maybe have one with the console, maybe pants pocket, maybe the first wherever. We're going to put scorpions, we're going to change. I know the first time I see the scorpions are opening for rainbow in Massachusetts, right? Blackouts illustrated the two guys for the rainbow. Never slip off. There's so much discipline to it. So that we can go about foundation. And then the following year, we'll put out these another version.
That's one coat. Okay, here we are. It's 2 coats on here. It's looking pretty good. Probably do 1 more coat. Try to get it all back in there so when you open the doors, all you're gonna see is the base color here. Like I said, we got some work to do down in here, so after Dennis is done with that, we'll come back and touch all that up. See how the other side looks. That's the side. It really needs the work down there. That'll work. Should look pretty good once the doors are hung. And there we go. Peeled, just letting it dry. Turned out really good. Or at least good enough for me. There we go. And voila, like movie magic. Doors are back on. Got them all bolted up, lined up. Best as I can get it. Got the weather strips on, the inside pinch weld. So the doors are still empty. There's no, you see no window tracks, no felts. I got the new weather strips in here. And then across the top, there's another weather strip. That's all on. So it turned out pretty good. I just got to get the latches in, handle. I already mocked up the fenders. Got everything so everything lined up right. Looked pretty good. And now the modified core support is now on. I just kind of set it on, kind of banged it in place. There's like little tabs that hook around the back side here. Held it in place. I put the fenders on, I put the stone guard on, I put the grill in it. Got everything lined up, bolted down, everything looked good. And then I pulled everything back off here just a little bit ago, and I went ahead and laid a weld across there, and then where some of my spot welds were that I drilled out, tack welded all those back in there. Same thing on this side. So she's on. She's all welded on. The core support's bolted down to the body mounts now. So I think I'm pretty happy with that. I just shot some chassis paint on that just to give it a good coat over top of that whatever E-coat primer or whatever it is that they ship these core supports with. And now I'm going to go ahead and go back to throwing the body panels on and get everything lined up for good. Something else I want to show. I'm going a little different route with something. As far as the mirrors go in this truck, since I bought these repop doors, for whatever reason, here, let me show you. So the doors did not come with any spots to mount the factory mirrors to. Nothing, no holes, none of that little backing plate. So I decided to try something different. I didn't want to go drilling holes in the door, and I didn't have that little reinforcement plate either. So I kind of liked tipping my hat to the classic Broncos when I'm doing the modifications to mine, and this one here, and going with like the round headlights, going with that theme. I'm fortunate enough, across the street from me is my buddy Tom, who operates a company called the Bronco Ranch, that he sells restoration parts and used parts for early Broncos. Well, I seen on one of his trucks, I believe it was 66 or 67, the Broncos had a front fender mounted mirror that was on a really long kind of a pedestal with a big, like a 4-inch round mirror on it, because those trucks obviously had doors that came off. I think maybe that truck even had the half doors. So what I did was I bought some of these reproduction mirror brackets that mount right to the fender. What these do, see here if you can see, this is a passenger fender, but these will fit right there on the fender. So I'm gonna mount these mirrors. I didn't quite like the early Bronco mirror itself. It was a little bit big and it stuck out very far. So what I did was I went on eBay and I bought this little motorcycle. It's kind of a universal generic motorcycle mirror. And what I did was, comes with this bracket like to mount it to your handlebar, and it fits through here. You tighten it all down. Well, I ended up cutting it off. I cut probably that much off of it. Then I went ahead and I welded this spacer to that. So this is going to fit. It's going to get sandwiched in this bracket like so. And I'll bolt that to the front fender on the driver's side. And the idea behind it is, when we're going down the trails in this truck, and if something looks like it's going to hit the mirror or whatever, we'll actually be able to just roll down the window, reach out, and flip that mirror up in front of the windshield where it'll clear. And then when we're done, we'll just flip it back. So I hope it looks as good as what I think it does when it's done, because I'm putting 4 holes in these freshly wrapped front fenders here. So let's see how this turns out. Hopefully it's as cool as I think it will be. And there it is, all bolted up. Turned pretty good. All right, let's see what it looks like on the truck. Here we go, got the fender back on. And there's the mirror. Some stainless bolts through the fender there. I think it looks pretty cool. Nice little tip of the hat to the early Broncos. Looks kind of weird through the camera here, but yeah, trust me, I think it looks pretty sweet. If I can back up far enough. Nothing on the passenger side. I don't know if I'll do the same thing over there. I think you'll actually have a hard time seeing it on the passenger side from the driver's seat. So we'll try it with just one mirror for now and see how it works. The cool thing is, though, when we're going down the trail, if looks like we're getting close to a tree or something or whatever, just reach out the window, whoop, slide it up out of the way, pass whatever it is, lay it back down. I don't care what you say, I love it. All right, front end is all bolted on now. Doors on, doors lined, fenders lined up, hood's lined up. Get the grill temporarily in. I still have to do the headlight mod, but markers are all in. Stone guard is on. Looks real good. Everything lined up real nice. Got that side mirror on. Turned out real nice. Very happy. I think I'm gonna call it a night for now, I think. Get out here tomorrow and see if we can get these headlights in for good. So not bad for a couple of days worth of work. The vision is starting to come together. I think we're gonna have one unique truck here. Love it.